summer months, it's always hot in the gym and it's always hot on the basketball court.
Over the years, it's just been sort of a magnet for players who really want to test their games, hone their skills.
Clark Young straight to the bucket.
They want to finish that one.
Good look inside for the easy bucket.
At least Blue, everything's a pass to the open guy.
Beautiful reverse up and under lane. Lee School are the 2018 BNBL Champions. Hello, Boston. Welcome to the Clark Athletic Center at UMass Boston for the girls 15 and under BNBL Championship. As tonight, team rivals will be taking on the Showstoppers. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, we just had the girls 13 and under BNBL Championship. Now we got the girls 15 and under championship game. Once again, the Showstoppers are in it. Once again, the Showstoppers are one of the better teams in the BNBL this season. They had a dominant performance in 13 and under, but in 15 and under, the Showstoppers really believe that they have a really tough matchup tonight against this team rivals. We heard it from Clinton Lassiter in the last game.
Exactly. The rivals they have some quickness, some size, some experienced players, and as like you mentioned, we jumped from the 13-year-old game to the 15-year-old game. Obviously, more experienced players on both sides. So it'll be a matter of the Showstoppers system and their athletes against the rivals, who pretty much, I talked to a couple of the girls from the rivals. They aren't all that familiar with each other in terms of during the school year, but they had a decent summer. They're glad to be here, obviously, in the championship game, and they're looking forward to the challenge of trying to be a team to knock off the Showstoppers.
That's right. Some of the girls on the rivals team we've actually seen play well as freshmen during the high school season, so there's only some players to look out for in that game as well. Showstoppers, as we've said before, have won a ton of these championships. 2 years ago, they actually lost to the Shelburne Alphas in the 15 and under finals championship game. So certainly not unbeatable. This should be a very good matchup here in the girls 15 and under division. Now, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Seth Arensky, who's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Guys, this rivals team should be pretty familiar with the Showstoppers. They've already played at the same site as the 13 and under team that we just saw win a championship. So they're kind of used to the same style, the same tactics. Obviously, the Showstoppers are going to look to do certain things. But one other interesting note is that the head coach and assistant coach are very familiar. It's the husband and wife combination of Nicole and Chris Howe. We saw them last year at the Shelburne coaching opposing teams. Nicole got the better end of Chris, and that's why Chris is the assistant this year as Nicole looks to lead her rivals team to a championship. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth. So two husband and wife combining forces here this year for the 15 and under division. Certainly nice to see.
Well, it's a lot of, what do you say, dinner time strategy?
That's right. Doing some X's and O's at the dinner table.
There you go.
So certainly, when you see a Showstoppers team in the championship game, it's a team that you have your eye on. That's the team you want to defeat. We'll see if the rivals team can do that here this evening. Folks, we're going to head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap here from the Clark Athletic Center at UMass Boston and the girls 15 and under BNBL Championship right after these words. Don't go away.
Red hat. Oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework. It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood, to Find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to the Clark Athletic Center at UMass Boston for the 2019 BNBL Girls Championships. We're just about set to go for the girls 15 and under division. That's the Showstoppers in the light blue taking on team rivals in the red T-shirts. And as we mentioned, this is usually the most competitive game on the girls' side. The 15 and under game.
For the past few years, definitely.
Like this is always the one where it's a good matchup no matter who's in the finals.
And looking at watching the two teams warm up, it seems that they match up pretty well size-wise. They both have good guards, and it'll be interesting to see how they the coaches, how they try to figure out this little chess game.
So team rivals in the red jersey, Showstoppers in the light blue jerseys, and we are just about set to go here at the Clark Athletic Center. Anna Armbruster doing the jumping duties for team rivals. They win the opening tap. And they score the first layup.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Thalia was the first player in the gym tonight.
That's right.
She was shooting around before even the 13-year-old game. So
clearly she's been ready to go.
I'll say, interesting that she got the first hoop of the game.
Drive by the Showstoppers, poked away.
Good job. Wow.
Here comes Shepard. He gets it stolen away. Another steal this time by team rivals.
Both teams.
They airmail the pass out of bounds.
Again, a lot of adrenaline flowing out there and some quick turnovers. Both sides.
Barros.
Seeing the rivals like to trap the ball on the sidelines.
Good look inside. It's knocked out of bounds by Armbruster, so that'll stay with Showstoppers. Corner three. Oh, that was a long two. Excuse me. Armbruster with the rebound for team rivals.
Out of bounds. Possession goes to the Showstoppers.
We saw Armbruster in the middle school championship.
That's right. And she got some time at Fenway this year as a freshman, this past year. Behind the back and going in the bucket. Count it and the foul. That's Andrea Manley.
Andrea, like I said, behind the back, took the bump. Either took it or gave it, I'm not sure. She made the hoop. Andrea got her game face on.
Completes the three-point play, so now it's the Showstoppers with a 1-point lead here with 2 minutes gone by in the first half.
Oh, it's Shepard again. Wow, nice move.
Nice drive for her. She couldn't get the bucket. She'll get two from the charity stripe.
So you follow the Calvins over there in the first row with the white shirt. And the
Watching
we'll hit him through the course of the game. See, Showstoppers aren't used to seeing opponents try to go coast to coast. But obviously Shepard has the ball handling ability to get to the rim. Tough time with those 2 free throws. This looks like a pretty good matchup right here. Manley against Shepard.
Off the up fake. Floater no good that time. We got a jump ball that will stay with the Showstoppers. Jasmine Daycox, we saw her in the 13 and under game. Daycox trying to muscle it inside there. Offensive rebound for the Showstoppers. Manley trying to hang on to the pass as Shepard guards her closely.
Armbruster, good job.
With a steal and save from Kiana Armbruster, but it's turned over at half court. Daycox. Runner that doesn't fall that time for the Showstoppers. For Asia Allen Paisley.
Okay, Armbruster trying to go strong to that baseline. Don't be a common foul on the floor. Watch the strong move by Armbruster, 23. Just pushed him in the back by Manley.
Armbruster.
Ball.
Three.
No hesitation. Once before the ball even got to her, she had her eye on the rim.
Alan Paisley now back up to Manley. Manley gets it poked away. And that ball gets knocked out of bounds. As Courtney Howell had her eyes on the rim that time.
Yeah, she didn't hear the footsteps behind her.
Steal there for the Showstoppers. Got a 4-on-1.
We know the Showstoppers are going to go hard to the basket. These first couple of minutes, we've seen the Rivals try to match that. You see, nice drive to the hoop.
And Taylor Barrows going to get 2 free throws.
The way the Showstoppers play, they have no problem with the contact. They can play with that the entire game. You know, being physical is not a problem. I like the fact that with Armbruster especially, and actually Shepard too, with those two on the red for the Rivals, they're clearly 2 excellent rebounders who will be challenged on the backboards.
Alan Paisley coming up with the steal for the Showstoppers.
Nice pass inside. Teammate, I don't think she's ready for it. Could be another held ball. Let's go back to the Rivals.
Drive inside, but layup no good. Put back from Armbruster, no good. Second offensive rebound for her.
3 offensive rebounds. Good job. I tell you, Showstoppers not used to having this happen to them.
And Courtney Howell that time going to go to the charity stripe.
Team second foul.
So Barrows whistle for the foul.
You can look at Howell and see that she's one of the younger girls.
Banks home the second free throw. 3-point lead for the Rivals. They call a timeout here with 9:35 left to go in the first half. And our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's got an update for us. Seth, what's happening?
Thanks, guys. I got to talk a little bit to both coaches before the game. Nicole Howe's big message is they're not intimidated by the Showstoppers. Not only do they play the 13-under team, most of her players play pickup, scrimmage against that team, so they're a little bit more familiar of what to expect. On the other side, Hassan Fisher told his team one thing: if you don't hustle, if you don't run, you're coming off. Thus far, they haven't been able to get as many turnovers as they like. Big reason why they haven't been able to score as much, because they haven't been able to get out in transition. We'll see if they can speed up the game a little bit more after this timeout, as he finds himself down by a few more points than he probably expected here in the early going of this 15-under game. Guys?
Seth, thanks very much. So you see Coach Fisher. Well, it seems like this Rivals team has been much more active, especially on the offensive glass.
Most definitely. That effort is what's been different right now. I think it helps to have Armbruster, because Armbruster she sort of is in the back of the defense. Like, she gets called for a foul here, but you mentioned being aggressive. I think the Rivals in red feel more confident being aggressive because they have Armbruster behind them, just in case they do get beat.
Barrows no good from the first free throw. Able to knock down the second.
Armbruster saw her teammate up court wide open, and when she looked up to try to pass it to her, couldn't gather the ball, took an extra step. I mean, the Rivals are not giving the Showstoppers any chance to get into any full court pressure, because they're going to get them on the ball past half court. But Manley again.
Manley guarded by Shepard, and Manley will get 2 from the strike.
Yeah, Manley knows how to use her body. dips that shoulder a little bit, creates some space.
Into the Showstoppers lineup for 5, Imani Williams.
Substitution as Imani Williams comes in for the Showstoppers. We saw her in the 13 and under championship game. Manley knocks down the second. Tied up at 7 here with 7:45 left to go in the first half.
And here's the full court pressure. Showstoppers, that's their trademark, I guess you could say.
Shepard fires it inside.
The travel.
And Talia Barros got caught underneath the
that was a
backboard.
problem. She wanted to shoot, but like you said, once she looked up, she realized she's behind the backboard. Ended up jumping in the air. Traveling violation.
Manley shot blocked from the perimeter by Armbruster. Put back from Daycox, and it's a 2-point lead for the Showstoppers.
Nice job by Shepard. Oh. Looked like she was trapped in the backcourt, able to split the defense. And matter of fact, if the foul hadn't been called, she had a lane to the basket. There's another one. She's sort of deceiving with the ball because she's got some height on her.
She does.
And so it doesn't look like she's going that fast, but she has this quick little dribble. She's actually drawn 2 quick fouls on Showstoppers.
Armbruster fires another 3. That one off the front rim. That rebound stolen away
Good
inside.
job. Good hustle. Create the
Jalen Moon.
Yeah, Moon came from nowhere to create the held ball.
Manley with a full head of steam.
Manley again.
Scores off the window for the Showstoppers.
I'm not sure how long it's going to take the Rivals to figure out. Manley just goes strong to her right. Maybe this was timeouts for. Right. So Manley's done it like 4 times already.
7-0 run that time by the Showstoppers. They're now on top 11-7 here with 6:02 left to go in the first half. And all of a sudden, the tide is turning here for the Showstoppers. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Game of the Week Boston. A lot of good stuff up there on our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. If you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. So the Showstoppers, after falling behind 7-4 in the early goings, come back with a 7-0 run to take a 4-point lead over the Rivals here with 6:02 left to go in the first half.
And the key to the whole thing so far, defense.
That's right.
That when they were behind, they were turning the ball over, not making shots. They got a good sequence of defense, forced some turnovers for the Rivals, and before you know it, they're up by 4. And we've seen Armbruster for the Rivals take a couple of threes. She made one, but she's got the travel now. I was just going to say she needs to, if she comes down to the post, and make a much easier shot for her. We've seen her play before. She has a lot of ability in the lane.
3-ball on the way and buried from way downtown from Manley.
I was just going to say, she got the first one blocked, so she said, oh, hey, come out this far.
Just step back further. Shepard straight to the basket, and she's going to get 2 more from the strike.
I'm telling you, this might turn out to be a sort of a duel between Shepard and Manley. Shepard again, see that nice little flare to get herself to the free throw line. She's got to stop making these free throws, though. Over 3 now. On the other end, Manley obviously she's the offensive catalyst for Showstoppers. 13.
Shepard finally knocks down her first free throw. She's now 1 for 4 from the strike. 6-point lead for the Showstoppers. Manley
they get out there
for another 3. You betcha. Manley now at 13 to lead all scorers. That's going to be a long 2.
Another hell ball. This time we'll stay with the Rivals. It's the second time with that. Moon, yeah. Moon's created 2 back-to-back held balls to give her team extra possessions. And it's got to be important because they're down 9 with this 3-point shooting from Manley.
Armbruster inside.
See, that's what I was thinking Armbruster had to do.
Put back good by Moon, who you mentioned how active she's been.
See, Armbruster's going to create some double teams when she goes in the lane. There's a poke away steal.
Knocked away. Stay with the Rivals here with 3:45 left in the first half.
Shepard again. See, she has that upper body. She's able to draw contact. I mean, I think the Showstoppers have that. They've got to watch out their fouls because we still got 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. If she keeps drawing these fouls on key players, that could create an issue.
Moon from the top of the key that time. Going to go back to the Showstoppers. 7-point lead. The Showstoppers.
There's Manley, like I said, the offensive catalyst.
Off the up fake. Going to foul. That could be an Armbruster.
Yeah, sure.
That round is foul, number 20, Talia Shepard.
Calling on Shepard instead. They both got her, actually. Looks to me like it's going to be a matter of how deep can the Rivals go on their bench. Because clearly, look at the bench for the Rivals in red. There's a bunch of younger players. So you just don't know how much they're going to be able to contribute. But they're going to need to at some point because these fouls are mounting up for both teams.
Elise Cobbett now in for the Showstoppers.
Going to be a held ball. Going to go back to the Showstoppers.
Rivals right now have had a tough time having any type of clean possession offensively.
Yeah, for some reason, it's unless Shepard's going to the basket, it's a good point. They just come down and there's a lot of sort of disorganization.
Armbruster with the rebound. Shepard just firing it off the glass.
Smart
She's going to get 2 more.
She knew that she was being held. So instead of continuing the drive, she just threw it up and made the officials make the call.
That's 17
watch,
fouls.
she's being grabbed right there, so she just throw it up. The whistle has to come.
Shepard misses the first.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. It seems like 4 of the Rivals have played the entire first half. They did have a sub here, but Showstoppers have gone a little deeper into their bench.
Shepard makes 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. 6-point lead for the Showstoppers here with almost a minute left to go in the first half. That'll stay with the Showstoppers. Off the up fake. Runner no good that time from Sienna Phillips. And here comes Shepard again.
It's going to be an offensive foul on Shepard. Too much of a bump that time.
That's right. She leaned into the defender that time.
It's funny. She actually plays like her father. That's right. See, Calvin was always a good one of those strong arm, muscular type guards. He had a lot of bumping, a lot of body contact going to the basket.
Showstoppers unable to hit that 3. Armbruster comes away with the rebound and gets it to Shepard here with 27 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, Armbruster and Shepard have got to use their other 3 teammates a little more. I mean, they're both exhausted at this point because they've been pretty much doing everything on both ends. Halftime discussion, I'm sure, is going to be about getting the other teammates involved.
Andrea Manley going to work, straight to the basket. She gets that one poked away. Here comes Kerr back down the other end, but Blue unable to hang on to the basketball. That's going to go back to the Showstoppers.
You have the Rivals, they're so anxious. Watch her trying to get the ball and actually came down. Looked like you hit her temple. It's the official Phoebe Pham giving her all the time she needs to. And she'll come up with it. That's one of the younger players I was just talking about to come into these last 7 seconds.
Yeah, Alicia Drummond's.
Yeah.
7.4 seconds left before halftime. Manley going to try to stretch out this and get the final shot. Manley got deflected by Armbruster. 1.5 seconds left before halftime. Up to Manley, fires that one, and that is going to do it for the first half here at the Clark Center. Showstoppers on top of Rivals 17-11, and it was the Rivals that came out really well in that first few minutes of the first half. They had a 7-4 lead, but as soon as the Showstoppers had that timeout, they came right back with a real nice, like it was an 11-0 run to get things going again for them. Now they have a 6-point lead.
Difference in the game, the 6 points, those 2 long threes by Manley.
That's right.
From that left wing. So, interesting game. But it's going to be a fun second half. Hopefully, foul trouble won't be a problem for either team.
That's right. We saw a decent amount of fouls in that first half. Andrea Manley, I mean, she has 13 points of the 17.
She drives to her right. She shoots threes on the left. So, yeah. I mean, you don't need the TV to tell you that. Plus, they've seen her before. They know what she can do. She's a tricky dribbler. She's crossed over a couple of times, went behind her back one time.
That's right.
She has, I think, 12 or 13 up there, 17 points.
That's right.
So she is the main offensive weapon for this Showstoppers team.
Meanwhile, for the coach for the Rivals, Coach Howell is with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky. Seth, take it away.
Joined by Rivals coach Nicole Howell. Coach, off to a good start, and then Manley kind of took over the game a little bit for them offensively. How do you find a way to slow her down, because she's hitting the Steph Curry three and then also being pretty effective around the basket?
So when we went into a 3-2, she started hitting the threes, but now we went back into a man. If you notice, she hasn't hit anything since then. So I think a strategy to slow them down is to play man-to-man.
Offensively, you're getting some good looks, especially when you're able to beat the press with the dribble. Is it just a lack of confidence right now, or just being maybe some jitters that are keeping you from being a little bit more effective?
I think with the pressure on the ball, they're working extra hard just to get it over half court. And once they do, they're not being a little more patient on offense in their half court game. So I think it's to change the momentum and stop playing their basketball and start playing Rivals basketball.
Finally, Talia Shepard's been phenomenal. They know that she's going to go to that left hand, and yet she's still able to break the press. What do you need to see out of her in the second half to maybe be even better to lead you guys?
I think just not with her. I think it's a whole team. I think the whole team just needs to pick it up a little bit more. She's very aggressive, and we know she's a lefty, and she's one of our stronger players. I need to see Kayana step up and Kayana show her athleticism like she has it. So I think that's important for her to play that free throw line and post up.
Coach, thanks so much for your time and for your great answers. We'll head back to the table.
Seth, thanks very much. Clearly, Coach Howell not satisfied with that first half of her team. She knows they didn't blow it in the first half, but they had a good opportunity to maybe even extend their lead a little bit, but they were only up by 3, and then you saw the Showstoppers come back with that run.
It's good to hear a coach admit, okay, we went to the zone, which didn't work out because he had Manley hitting 2 long threes.
That's
but
right.
To go back to man-to-man, now you got to be concerned about foul trouble, because Manley is so aggressive with that big body of hers. She can dribble the ball, she can create contact, and it may come down to how these two officials call this second half, because clearly Shepard for the Rivals and Manley for the Showstoppers, those are the key offensive players out on the floor.
Right.
Armbruster, the tallest girl in the game for the Rivals inside, has not done a whole lot inside. She hit a 3 earlier. She does have some rebounds, but she's got to be able to get lower in the post. And just like the coach said, if her offensive players, the Rivals, are a little more patient in the half court, they can get the ball to Armbruster, where she can do some work.
That's right. We'll see if maybe her and Shepard can kind of form that 2-man
play off
game
each other.
that,
right. Yeah.
You know, like a perimeter player and a post player often try to establish. We're just about set to go here for the second half of the girls 15 and under BNBL Championship here at UMass Boston.
It's been a fun game so far.
It has.
Really fun game. And like I said, those 2 long threes that Manley hit, that's the difference in the game. Now the guard for the Rivals, Pontemps, she sat down. I think Denaya may have been in a little foul trouble. But she's back, which is good. That may help them get their offense together for the half court.
They try to feed it inside. Armbrister.
Yeah. Well, they're doing the right thing. They're trying to get the ball to Armbrister. That was sort of a late pass there, but they are trying to get it to her.
That one knocked away that time on the inside by the Showstoppers. Going all the way in for the layup that time for the Showstoppers was Amaya Bryce.
Nice pass by Manley. I mean, that was like a half-court pass.
Armbrister over to Printemps. And she traveled with the basketball.
She, it's funny because she did a good job making that catch, a tough catch, and she actually had the shot, just didn't take it. Ended up with an extra step.
Manley, corner three is good.
Yeah, I tell you what, they'll stay a little closer than that.
That went short on the drive. Here comes Manley again. Can't quite get control of the ball. Now she does. And Kaba gets fouled down on the block.
See if that's on Printemps again.
That Rivals foul number 22. Janaya Printemps. Her second personal team.
That's only her second.
They're going to foul inside again on the Rivals. That one is Courtney Howell.
Yes, that's the daughter of the coaches.
Rivals foul number 11.
This is a tricky time for the Rivals. They've got to do some things on offense because this can get out of hand pretty quickly. I mean, they've come out, Rivals and Red, they've come out doing the right thing. They did two times in a row. They sent the big girl all the way down to the baseline, but they haven't been able to get a clean pass into her so she can try to go and get an easy shot. If they can do it successfully one time, that'll make the Showstoppers tighten up into half court again. That's a errant pass. Luckily, the Showstoppers can complete the steal. Yeah, it was a good move having Shepard on the inbound.
Armbrister short with that three. Tries for the putback.
How?
Armbrister for a third time. That time she gets it to go.
Yeah. A lot of arms and legs in there. So she's able to maneuver that one to break that. What? It was a stretch for Showstoppers to stop the half. It was Armbrister again with the rebound.
Armbrister now with 8 rebounds to lead Team Rival. Shepard trying to go all the way in. Loses it inside. Ball ricochets to Printemps. And now it's stolen away by Barrows. Good pass up to Price, who's unable to hang on.
The effort that both teams are giving, but the Rivals are giving a lot of effort on offense. They're just not getting much out of it. Got to be able to slow down and make your shots.
It's going to be foul inside on Armbrister.
Let's see if let's see how was there too. See if they.
That Rivals foul number 23. Kayana Armbrister, her second personal, third foul. Kelsey Kadicki in the line, shooting 2.
Kelsey Patigny unable to hit the first.
It's funny. This game is the opposite of what we see a lot. A lot of times we'll see a short lead, but it seems like the team is in full control.
That's right.
This game is a 10-point game, but it just seems to me that the Rivals are still very much in this game. They just have got to convert some offense. Yes, they appear to be simple entry passes. They're just not getting there.
Courtney Howell, her second personal team's fourth foul.
Second personal foul on Courtney Howell. 4 team fouls already here for Team Rivals.
Oh, nice steal. Good job coming back defensively.
Armbrister trying to go all the way in. She glides to the basket. No good. Shepard trying for the putback. She can't get it to go. Printeps comes away with it up top.
Yeah, take your time and get a good shot.
Howell trying to save it. Quickly up the floor, it's the Draycocks who can't hit that one. Armbrister coming away with the loose ball. And unable to get the basket, but heading to the free throw line is Blue Kerr.
Nice pass by Armbrister. He got the rebound, gave sent Kerr to the basket. Yeah, I'll tell you, of the two teams, the Red Rivals have got to be really frustrated. As much effort as they're giving, and they're still down 10 points. The key for this game, like you said, Pat, this is running time until the last 2 minutes. So Rivals have got to get this lead down before he gets to stop time.
Kerr unable to hit free throws either time. Put back no good from Shepard. Can't get that one to go. Kerr.
A tough time, aren't they?
Shepard now.
There you go.
Gets the lefty lane. Looked like there was a lid on the rim for good amount of that possession.
Shepard's finally slid it off.
Manley.
Good help by Armbrister there.
Manley trying to muscle that one in. She'll get 2 from the stripe.
Manley just keeps going at you. You see the two bodies colliding in midair. The fouls are actually piling up more for the Rivals team. They have 5 team fouls already.
Manley hits the first. Get another look at it.
Look at Manley go up. Everything with her is a shot. She has a real good nose for that rim. And
knocks down both.
2 more free throws.
Back to a 10-point lead for the Showstoppers. Be a foul at the top of the key by the Showstoppers. I think that's on Daycock.
Had some of that full court pressure that time. Rivals were able to barely control the ball and get up court to get a foul, but Armbrister. Nice block.
Locked inside.
Steal. Can't finish again.
Yeah, it's Kerr working hard underneath, but no points to show for it. Here comes Manley straight to the basket. Lost it on the way up.
I think there's a little winded on that one.
Shepard.
Go back to the left.
Amani Williams with the personal foul. 3rd personal foul for her. 3 team fouls for the Showstoppers. Shepard, step back 3. Can't get that to go. Put back is good for Blue Kerr. Excuse me, that was Jalen Moon.
That was Moon, okay. Yeah, Moon had a nice sequence in the first half defensively. Got a couple of steals and rebounds. Nice fake. Beautiful fake.
Wide open layup. Everything but the layup that time for
it's going to be a foul on Manley. Wow, see the beautiful head and shoulders fake. 15 and under is one of the best plays we've seen tonight. But like you said, just couldn't quite finish. They had a little too much on the shot.
Yeah, she did the hard part. She just couldn't hit the layup that time.
I'll tell you, if Rivals score here, that could be a key sequence, because that missed layup would have made it back to 10. Put the ball up.
Another turnover that time from Rivals. Manley firing another three. Couldn't get that one to go. Put back from Daycox.
Yeah, so the young guard for Rivals got trapped and didn't realize they'll get rid of the ball. Still trying to break it.
Shepard. Rivals takes a timeout here with 5:32 left to go here in the second half. 10-point lead for the Showstoppers. And if Rivals don't chip into this lead at this point, it could be all she wrote.
Well, and you give the Showstoppers a lot of credit because defensively, that's how they're keeping this 10-point lead. They're not allowing the Rivals to get back-to-back hoops.
Our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's ready for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Showstoppers holding on to a comfortable 10-point lead, and it's really been the defense here in the second half, holding Rivals to just 6 points with 2 of those coming in the last couple of possessions. And it's been not just this half, but really the last half, maybe, and 2/3 of the half previously. It was a great start for that Rivals team, getting out to a 7-3 lead. And since then, they've been anemic on offense because of the intensity of this defense. When I talked to Kenny Grubbs at halftime, he said, we're happy with how we're playing, but we need to turn up the defense. And that's what they've done here in the second half to really open up this comfortable lead. Guys?
Seth, thanks very much. And certainly the defense and the forcing the turnovers with the press is what Showstoppers are known for. And
that's what we talked about.
Turned it on here.
We talked about that in the 13th of the game, and we're going to see the same thing in the 18th of the game. And like I said, the frustrating part for the Rivals is they actually have some offensive weapons, but they have not been able to take care of the ball in the half-court set.
Runner short that time as Daycox couldn't hang on to the rebound.
I think the younger players in the Rivals right now are sort of looking toward Armbruster and
Shepard.
There's Shepard. Nice play
coming
by
up
Shepard.
with the loose ball and the layup. Bring it back down to a single-digit lead for the Showstoppers. Manley off the give and go. Nice block inside by Armbruster.
Good help too because Manley made a nice move to get away from Shepard. See, Shepard's taking on the challenge of trying to take Manley, but there's Armbruster with the help. He gets another steal.
Here comes Blue Kerr. Quickly down the other end.
Coast to coast. A 6-point game.
Another good up fake that time from Pettigini. She's going to get 2 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, we had Kerr. Kerr just made that layup, came back and committed the foul. There's Kerr right there reaching in.
So Pettigini going to shoot 2 for the Showstoppers. She hits the first. Showstoppers have been much better at the free throw line than team Rivals.
Oh, right now it's just the difference in the game. So I think that those back-to-back hoops for the Rivals may have been the first time in the game that they had back-to-back baskets. Definitely the first time in the second half.
No question.
So it's back to an 8-point game. There's the matchup we talked about. Let's try to get to the basket.
Shepard over to Armbruster off the up fake. Armbruster got caught underneath the rim.
Actually went up too late. She was so open, that long stride of hers put her under the hoop rim. And so she got the ball caught in the rim. Let's see what the call is.
Looks like we had a foul on
the backcourt. Okay.
Rivals. I think that might have been on Shepard.
That was a tough break there because that could have brought it back to a 6-point game.
Asia Allen now at the free throw line for the Showstoppers. He's able to hit the first.
That's what you're saying, Pat. You called it. The free throws, that's how you close games out. Rebounding and free throws.
No good on the second. Armbruster with the rebound. Armbruster now with 11 rebounds to lead Team Rivals. Good swing, Armbruster.
If you want to try that three, got taken off with three.
Forces that one off the backboard.
She missed last time what looked to be an easy one that time. I have no idea how she squeezed that one down.
I can't believe she got that shot off.
Nice steal by Shepard. Let's see what she can do with it. Going to her left. Here she is.
She can't hit the shot. The rebound for Daycox. Daycox gives it up to Manley. Manley can't score the runner, but she will again go to the free throw line.
Let's watch it again. Here's Manley. This time, one of the few times we saw her actually use the left side drive. A little deviation there helped out for the foul. It's a little winded now, but she's been the star of the game for her team, though. I mean, she gave him this lead. Everything she does is aggressively to the basket. Well, she had 2 out of 3 of her threes here the second half. A couple of them right in front of us.
Also 6 out of 7 from the free throw line. Armbruster.
On the travel there. That's the foul. Yeah, call a foul. Yeah, reaching.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul on Barrows. Third personal for her. 5 team fouls now for Showstoppers. Blue Kerr now back in for Team Rivals.
Going to the basket. There you go. Got to go strong to the basket at this point. Call travel. Yeah, foul at this point.
Printeps
steal.
hustling for the steal. That's going to go out of bounds.
It's all about possessions. Create a steal, give your team another offensive chance.
Blue Kerr getting tied up inside. That's going to be a jump ball. Manley going to slow it up here for the Showstoppers as they have an 8-point lead and the ball with now 25 seconds left. The Showstoppers won the girls 13 and under championship just a few minutes ago.
And now they have 2 for 2.
And now they win the 15 and under finals here at the BNBL Championships at UMass Boston. Showstoppers take down Team Rivals 31-23. And boy, did this game flip after those first couple of minutes. Team Rivals really looked good in the opening, time there. And then all of a sudden, Showstoppers just flipped a switch, went on a run, and they never looked back.
It's interesting because usually they're calling kind of defense like we always talk about in any age group. But in this particular game, they showed some versatility because they weren't getting anything out of their full court pressure at all.
That's right.
They were down by a few points, so there's a timeout called. Coming out of the timeout, they went an 11-0 run. And pretty much, when you look back at it now, they pretty much had control. It did seem that the Rivals, they definitely gave the effort. They rebounded well, they defended well, but they, like you said, lit on the basket.
That's
right.
At
least for like a 6 or 7 minute period,
sure.
They couldn't make anything. And that just allowed that 10-point lead to, go from 10 to 8, 10 to 7, that type of thing. But pretty much it turned out to be a comfortable lead for Showstoppers.
That's right. Certainly a good effort here from Team Rivals, but they came up a little bit short here against the Showstoppers, who are the 2019 girls BNBL 15 and under champions. We're going to head to break, folks. When we come back, we'll have our Game of the Week MVP and our game-winning coach right after these words. So go away.
Foster safety. Foster hope. Foster joy. Foster curiosity. Foster support. Become a foster parent, because every parent makes a difference. Foster, Massachusetts.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
First time I tried biking, and it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do him like that, Uncle Drew!
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door.
Sorry about that.
You just did the same. Gotta get the boys.
Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to the Clark Athletic Center at UMass Boston. At the conclusion of the girls' 15 and under BNBL Championship, the Showstoppers took down team rivals 31-23, and probably no surprise on who the MVP of this game was. We saw Andrea Manley. She really was the one that really took care of that run that the Showstoppers had midway through the first half. That really changed things for this team, especially those 2 big threes that she hit.
She came out of that timeout and drove to the basket a couple of times, drew fouls, made layups. Then, like you said, stepped back on the left wing when the Rivals make the mistake of going to his zone and shot 2 deep threes. And before you knew it, 6, 8-point, 10-point lead.
No question. Manley is our MVP tonight, and she is with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, along with the game-winning coach, Hassan Fisher. So, Seth, take it away.
Joined by Andrea Manley and Hassan Fisher. Andrea, this is your 3rd MVP. What is it about these championship games here in the BNBL that brings out the best in you?
Because I need to play good. It's the last game. You got to show out. That's it.
19 points today, but it wasn't just the total. It was how you did it. You hit a 3 that Steph Curry would have enjoyed, and then you had some really nice finishes down low. What have you been working on in terms of your offensive game this summer?
I've been working on my shot more because it just needs to get better. I've worked on my contact because as I get older, the competition gets more intense, and if I want to be the best, I got to practice like it.
So this is the last time we'll see you at the 15 and under level. What can we expect next year playing in the 18 and under level, trying to lead Showstoppers to another win?
I'm going to be better, and I'm not going to play the same.
Thank you so much for your time. I know you don't love the interviews, but you love the game. We'll bring in Coach. Coach, a little bit of a slow start for you guys. You were down, the defense wasn't getting the turnovers, and then that timeout early really turned the game. What was the message during that timeout that seemed to really put a fire under your girls?
We was here last year, had to put the pressure on. We said as soon as we say showtime, that's our 3-1-1 press. Had to turn it on from there. And the defensive intensity, we picked it up and it showed out. So that's all I know.
This was a really competitive game, but Andrea Manley seemed to be a little bit of a difference maker. 19 points. The other team barely got over 20. How much does she add to this team dynamic, knowing you can have a go-to scorer?
Yeah. Well, Andrea, she loves to score, so I told Andrea. And Taylor too, but Andrea, I told her you have to turn it on, and she took over, and we came out with the win. Definitely.
Were there any nerves when they cut it to 6? They had a chance to cut it further. What did you see out of your team in terms of their ability to close after that?
I ain't gonna lie, when they was making the run, when it was going back to back, I was getting kind of nervous, and that's why I called the timeout. Because the beginning of the game, we was going back to back, and then I had to shut it down. But it was a good game. Congrats to the Rivals for competing too. They're a good team, definitely.
Coach, congratulations. A 3-peat, which for the Showstoppers isn't as big of a number as some units, but certainly a big win and in a very intense game. Guys, take it away.
Seth, thanks very much. So the Showstoppers taking care of business in both the 13 and under and 15 and under championship games. We're going to take a look at our final stats for this one before we sign off, and it's the Rivals first up.
Yeah, Rivals Shepherd started out with scoring well, ended up with just 8 points. She was slowed down by the Showstoppers defense. Armbruster had 7, so 15 between those two players. They only had 21 points in the game. Rebounds, Armbruster with, I think, 11 rebounds. Shepherd added 6. And in assists, Armbruster had 1 and Howell had 1. That bottom line assist, that sort of shows the difference in the game because they didn't have much going on at all in the half-court offense.
There you see the Showstoppers' final stats.
Oh, yeah, Manley, of course, a big 19 points out of 31. She was the player inside and out, and she made some defensive plays, too.
That's right.
She was able to get some rebounds. She only had 2 assists, but her 2 assists were flashy ones. One was a half-court pass. Gave her teammate a layup. The other one, nice cut play. So Daycox with 4 points to add. Rebounds, Manley with 5. Panicka with 4. Barrows had 3 assists to go along with Manley's 2. So Showstoppers behind Manley, who now moves up to the next level. So by this time next year, she'll be 16. So
that's right.
So she'll be in the older division, but tonight was her night. Just like you said, when they came out of the timeout, things switched. The only switch was they gave the ball to Manley. that was the switch you had to have. And the Rivals, I'm not sure if they were a little winded or whatever. I'm not sure why they went to the zone. The man-to-man actually was in fact allowing Manley to drive to the basket. So maybe they were concerned about foul trouble because they did have a short bench, but she was smart enough to take full advantage of that short period of a zone, hits those 2 big threes to give her team some breathing room. Because if you remember, the first 3 she took in the man-to-man defense got blocked.
That's right.
But they went to the zone, the Rivals did, and that gave her a little more floor space, and then she created some floor space by just stepping back. The first one was deep. The second one was deeper. And good game for Manly.
No question. Just amazing how smart these young basketball players are here in the BNBL. Folks, you want to watch this game again, you can certainly go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games from this BNBL season will be up there. You can also follow us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/game of the week Boston. A lot of good stuff up there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. 2 girls championship games here in the BNBL are down, 1 more to go. We got the 18 and under coming up, but for right now, we're going to say so long here from the Clark Center. We'll see you next time here in Game of the Week. Take care, everybody.